Welcome back, Region 12. I hope everybody was able to take a quick little break as we go into our last class for today for our Fall AIM Weekend Part 2. Thank you so much for being here with us. If this is your first class for today, you're in for a treat. It's going to be a wonderful class. Just a few little reminders before we get started. If this is your first class that you're coming to today, we do have the official Q&A box here in the Zoom webinar. It's a feature down at the bottom. So any questions that you have for Dede during the class, make sure that you type your questions in there. That is down at the bottom, as well as the regular Zoom chat box. That's for any other comments or things that you would like to say to other regional members, say hello, things like that. So those two items, don't forget those. A reminder that all links, video links for the class sessions for this weekend will be sent out in a few days. So be on the lookout for those. And with that said, I would love to introduce, I'm happy to introduce Dede Nibler, who is, we're so lucky to have her here in Region 12 with us. She is an international faculty member of Sweet Adelines, and she is the Master Director for Sacramento Valley Chorus. So please welcome Dede Nibler and her class on smooth singing. Take it away, Dede.
Oh gosh, thanks so much, Allison. And before I begin, I really want to thank the leadership of Region 12 for making this seminar possible. It's so good to be able to get together with folks, even if you can't see them all. It's very important that we see each other and we talk to each other. It's what's available to us, and we make it work. So I appreciate all of the time and effort. And I know there was a lot of it that went into this. So I'm going to share my screen. This is a most interesting, I would say, class. It is near and dear to my heart. Let's just put it that way. There are many things in life in singing that can make an impact on your feeling. We're talking about emotion here when you sing. And the skill of legato is probably the greatest thing that a singer can add to their skill repertoire. So as we go on here, it doesn't just impact one thing. It's a total technique changer, as you will find. And I love the bottom. It says too big, too small, no, just right. Well, that has to do with the stars of our program today. Your voice is something very special. It's not like anyone else's. Your voice is a result of many years of experiences, education, the kind of music you like, the soloist that you love and that you emulate. A lot of us do a lot of imitating. That's how we learn a lot of things. It also has to do with the vocal health of your voice and how you practice and rehearse. My instrument is well used. It has many years behind it. And so I have what is technically an aging voice, as do some of our other members. But you know what? I still play my instrument. I can still play my instrument, and I want to encourage you to remember that. All right, we're going to talk about the story of Barbershop, just in brief, showing the great change in the story of the Sweet Adeline organization. I'm going to play a quartet for you that was in the mid-50s. It's called the Cracker Jills. And I want you to just listen to their style and their technique.
With my high starched collar and my high top shoes and my hair piled high up on my head, I went to lose a jolly hour on the trolley and lost my heart instead. With his light brown derby and his bright green tie, he was quite the handsomest of men.
That was 1950s. Legato flow? Well, not so much. Resonant sound? I mean, for that time period, yes, but for our time period, not so much. And nice, easy, natural articulation, not so much. We have gained a lot of education and a lot of experience. All right, now I want you to look at the same list of these changes and decide what you hear here.
Summer goes, autumn goes, winter starts to show. And when October goes, the snow begins to fly above the smoky roofs. I watch the flames go by.
Oh, truly, we could listen to that the entire length. It's such a gorgeous arrangement and performance of a beautiful song that shows legato flow, it shows resonant sound, and it shows easy, natural articulation. That's our topic for today. All right, here we go. Now, I actually had this. I think it was a golden book at one time, Goldilocks and the Three Bears. We're not here to talk about bears, no, that's for sure. We're here to talk about the tale of legato and the three articulators. So we are changing the focus from Goldilocks and the Bears to musical stars. Our first star is lovely little Legato. I mean, isn't she just adorable? Legato was just so gifted with all of these marvelous skills that made legato singing possible. She had great alignment and she could breathe to sing. She had mental and physical awareness. That's tonicity. Her body was ready to sing. She had coordination of all the muscular things that happen in the body, the inhalation, exhalation, all she had all that. She also had a tension-free tongue. She's not showing it to you here, but she did. Very tension-free. She had gentle lip activity, a dud jaw, which we'll get to, continuous support, and smooth delivery. What a girl. What a star. So for legato, she had to be able to coordinate. We talk about muscular coordination. She had to coordinate the sound producing mechanism of the voice, which are the energy coming from the core, the vocal fold vibration, and the flow across the vocal folds, the open resonance space. That is this section of our instrument, this part of our skull down into our core. But there's another mechanism, and it's called the word producing mechanism. And that's the lips, the jaw, the tongue, which produce the vowels and consonants, which become our lyrics. So there are two things that happen when we sing. We have to give it the air and the space, but we also have to give it identity right here to change an open ah sound into words. Well, in doing so, Barbershop over the years and many other singers, not only in Barbershop, has thought that in working this part, the speaking part of the mechanism, meant that there had to be added tension to the instrument. They thought the only way to work that jaw, the tongue, the lips, was through added tension to them. It wasn't a free delivery. And unfortunately, that is exactly what will take legato out of your voice. So here we have a little example of that. We have just 5 notes here. And the notes are, I'm going to sing them on loop. Loo. I have a legato marking here. That's what this line is. And it tells me I'm not going to articulate these words individually. I'm going to sing them as one. Loo. That's what legato does. How do we do that if we're going to sing words? We travel from the vowel e, e, o, u, e. We love to sing. Everybody do that with me. And use your hand. Paint a picture. We love to sing. That's as opposed to doing this. We love to sing. There's too much of some articulator there. Better did you figure that out which one it was? All right, for legato and for singing, we have some things we must do. We have to have tonicity. I talked about that. Any world-class athlete or even the little boys on the soccer field are taught by their coaches that they have to be ready. They have to be ready for the ball to come to them. They have to be ready for whatever is happening in front of them, and that has to happen before it begins. Same thing with a singer. I know you've heard it a million times. Your director stands there and she's got her hands up, and there has to be something before that first note. That's when the body has got to be in motion. And so we call it tonicity. It means that the body is working and not waiting for something else to happen. These are very important points here. I would like you to just take your jaw. This is going to be in the rest of the presentation, but I just want you to relax it. I want you to rub the hinge. Yep, just rub it. That means, get all the tension out of you. That's a really big area of tension, as are shoulders and necks. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to pretend you have a cup in your hand. See the cup? I see the cup. I'm going to take a drink. Okay, well, there's nothing in the cup. What if I told you I'm going to drink air, and the only thing that's different on the drinking air than drinking liquid is I don't tilt my head. If I did that, it would be bad for singing. So I'm going to take a drink of air. I have the same response. My tongue goes down, the palate goes up, the vocal tubes open, and air goes down and expands without even thinking about expansion. The core expansion happens. So everybody, let's have a toast. Get your little cup up here, and I'd like you to say 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3. Ah. Here we go. Drink. Ah. Gives you a nice open sound. Nice open sound. And just one more thing here. I think you've got everything else here, but the glottis staying open on suspension. That's not necessarily a common skill. What we know is we have inhalation and then we have exhalation. The suspension happens when we change our body structure, our inhalation muscles to exhalation. In that little bit of time, we are suspended in space. So a lot of people don't know the glottis. It's the area between your vocal folds right here. So when I'm going to inhale, I take the air in through the open glottis. Ah. It stays open when I change to the singing. Ah. In the old days, we do this. Ah. We'd close it to hold the air in. Well, we don't need to do that anymore. We just keep it open, and it's really nice, and it's a wonderful way to get legato. All right. This is an interesting thing about music. Music began with no written notes. It was all done by people made up a song about a war or a hero or a beautiful woman, and they would in fact put it to music and they would sing it for a court somewhere, and everybody would be so interested in the story of the song. Barbershop's the same. People are interested in our stories. They don't care about the musical notation. They don't care that it was written note to note. What they want to hear is that continuous phrase. We sing the notes as if there's no space between them, as if they're a beautiful pearl necklace, all connected. Still, still, still. Now that's a hard passage. Why? It's got these upward jumps that have a legato marking. We're to connect that. And so it's very rangy. The most common error with that would be this. Still, still, still. Because that little H gives us a little bit of a oomph up onto that top note. That's not legato. We need the ooh approach. So I would like you to sing this on ooh. Ooh. And again. Ooh. You might find that on this upper note, you need a little bit more lift of the palate, a little bit more relaxation of the jaw. Try it again. Ooh. Still, still, still. That's the pearl necklace approach. That is legato. Moving right along, we're going to try a few. We've already done the drink breaths, but I'd like you to do a couple more with me. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and I'd like you to take a nice full inhalation while having one of your hands along your side. And on this drink breath, you should feel an expansion of that side muscle. So here we go. Let's drink. Blow it out and drink again. Now we're going to drink and sing ah. Ah. Remember, the glottis stays open between the drink and the singing. Try it again. Ah. It's a relaxed breath, and that's exactly what we want. And we can even do that with uptunes. We don't have to jump into an uptune with pressure. Smile, darn you, smile. We can do. Smile, darn you, smile. And it will be a lot more resonant, a lot more musical. We create our own tension, unfortunately, thinking it's going to help us. And in fact, all it does is negate the good things about what we do. All right, another way we can relax is to chew the sound. So, what I'd like you to do is take a drink breath and sing, chewing every note. Here we go. That relaxes your jaw. Take the drink. Do it here. Do it here. Bravo, bravo, bravo. All right, using an NG is for resonance, and that just means that we find, and I'm not going to talk about that so much today because that's about resonance. Blah, blah, blah relaxes everything. Blah, 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 blah. And I can tell you, when I'm in traffic, and it's a tense moment because whatever is happening, I just sit there and go blah, 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 and it relaxes me and it makes me laugh. Try that in the car when the traffic is making you a little bit tense. All right, that's legato, and now we're into the three bears. Oh, articulators. Here they are. The papa bear is our jaw. The mama bear is the tongue. And the baby bear is the lips. Oh, that's really an ugly jaw. Gosh. Well, the jaw is one of the main problems with legato because, as I said earlier, that hinge back here tends to keep a lot of tension in it. And we also do some things that are detrimental to our sound by thinking that open is better than what we call the dust space, which will be in a minute. I'm going to read you a quote by Caruso, 1919. It must not be imagined that to open the mouth wide will do the same thing for the throat. It does the opposite. So I want you to just try a few things for me. You can pretend you're the dinosaur if you wish. You know, the dinosaur works like this, opens its mouth like this. That is counterproductive to resonance and to legato. What we want to do is open our jaw like this, create space between the molars in the back, and the front doesn't open very far. We're really looking for a reverse megaphone, not a megaphone that looks like this. Smile, darn ya, smile. We're looking for Smile, Danya, smile. Makes a big difference. So we're going on. Ha! The hinge right here in front of your ear. Everybody put your finger there, right in front of your ear. And I want you to drop the jaw like this lady right over here. Drop your jaw just like that. Ah, and you'll feel a great indentation. Ah. Now I want you to focus on something else. I want you to do it and feel how the back of your throat actually closes down. The palate becomes very close to the back of the tongue. Do it again. Ah. That's what removes the resonance. That's a resonant space. That's a creator of resonance. So if we sing like this young lady, who's probably got a fabulous voice for her style of music, it doesn't work for barbershop. Well, this poor soul lost his jaw somewhere. I'm sorry. It was really too bad. But this is to show you, in fact, how the jawbone looks and how big it is. The upper jawbone, and you know it's latched in, is on your skull. If you've ever seen skulls. Speaking of that, I could show you my friend here. This is Louis. So Louis, you can see the upper jaw is attached, skull. This swings smoothly, and if you look real closely, you can see that the jawbone looks just like the one on the picture. So when we sing, he's not so good about separating in the back. He sings more like a dinosaur. But we want to be less in the front, less like Louis, less like Louis. All right, I know. That I had to do that for Halloween, you know. That was just necessary for me. All right, the jaw. Very simple. Hyperfunction. You're doing too much. And I'd say most of us do too much rather than too little. The jaw is forced down and open, closing the throat. Or it's pushed forward. A lot of us do that on E, which changes resonance. E, just change that. Just try it. Just sing E and push your jaw forward. E. And a lot of us don't even know we're doing that. That's just the way it works. So be aware that the jaw swings open and down in this manner. Some of us lock our jaw. Smile, Danya, smile. You know this whole world's a great world after all. Well, that's great for some kinds of singing, not for barbershop. Doesn't work so much. I've also had students and course people who don't have any freedom, but it's not as if it's tense. It just won't open. And have you watched people talk like that? They don't move anything. They've got no articulation happening in the hinge of the jaw. They'll just talk to you with their mouth like this, as if they don't need that jaw. But they do. They do. You can't have the parts of speech. You can't do the vowel sounds unless you've got all of the articulators moving, and that includes the jaw. It doesn't move a lot, but it definitely moves. How much does it move? Okay, fingers back here. It moves to the duh position. On the plane, when I fall asleep, I go like this. All the muscles release, and when they release, you get the jaw in a down position that is still able to create resonance. The other time you do this is when you're asleep. When you're asleep, in fact, if you're having trouble going to sleep, consciously just relax your jaw. Just take that tension out of that jaw, and you will, believe it or not, I fall asleep faster. They really do, because it puts you in that frame of mind that, oh, I'm getting ready to sleep. I'm relaxing all of those muscles. You have to have the jaw for vowels and consonants. Otherwise, you're going to have no freedom in your voice, and the lyrics are just going to be a mush. Alrighty, moving on. Mama bear. Now, I don't know why I would make the mama bear the tongue. It can disrupt singing as much as it can disrupt a social situation. I'm probably not the only one here that has ever said something that I would like to stuff back in my mouth, because my tongue is moving and it says things at times that in retrospect probably were not such a good idea. Well, I don't know how that would have ever happened, but it did. This is an actual tongue. And this is looking at it as if the top of your head was chopped off and you're looking down flat on it. This is the back part of the tongue, and it actually curls down into your throat. Right? The hyoid bone is where it is attached. So this is the hyoid bone right here, and you can see that the tongue is attached to it. And do you realize how far that goes? It goes all the way from the front of your mouth all the way down to here. How do I know it's here? I know that your voice box, your larynx, is also attached to your hyoid bone by by membranes. It's in a sling, so it can vibrate. So I know that the tongue is all the way down to where your voice box is, where your vocal folds are. They don't touch by any means. No, of course not. But they are down in the same part of the throat. Here's the hyoid bone. There's your vocal folds right below that. Kind of amazing that your tongue extends that far. Now, can you imagine if you tense this whole tongue? Here it is in a bigger picture, the front, the middle, the back, and the root, that's what they call it, attached to the hyoid bone. If you tense that, what it's going to do to your sound. Okay, here we go. Put your hand down your neck. And I want you to stick your tongue out and make it tense. Now I want you to go, ah, 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 Start making funny noises. You'll feel all the muscles under your neck change. They will become hard. They will move. When we sing, we want this part of the neck to be relaxed and not to move. It just stays here. Smile, darn you, smile. You know this whole world's a great world after all. I should pick something on top of Old Smoky, all covered with snow. If I tighten my tongue, on top of Old Smoky, all covered with snow, it ruins my resonating space and it also makes legato impossible. I have to keep my tongue peaceful. I know you've heard of the Pringles tongue from one coach or another. And the reason, of course, it's called a Pringles tongue is it's kind of shaped just like those cute little Pringles, which I love way too much. When we sing, and if you were to and have someone look in your mouth, it should look just like this. The tongue tip is behind the lower teeth. You cannot see that right here, but it is. It's kind of got this part of the tongue enlarged so that you can see the shape of the Pringles. But that's where our tongue is. Now, I'd like to know how many of you can make your tongue into a groove? How many can turn it sideways? How many can wag it from side to side? Really fast. That is an excellent way to relax your tongue and to see if you have tension in your tongue. If you can do that, bravo for you. That means that your tongue is staying relaxed, and you can probably then enjoy the fact that there are 8 muscle bundles in this tongue going from here to here. 8 bundles of muscles that just helped you do that funnel, tunnel, or the turning, or the different parts of the tongue muscles help with all of those various configurations. That's why the tongue has got to stay loose. If we start to use one muscle of the tongue more than the others, our tongue movements will be too large and our tongue will feel like it's filling up the whole mouth. I have had students that you look at them and all you see is their tongue, and you see the tongue bubbling. What we want to do is keep it down and relax in the bottom of the mouth. It also, if you enlarge your tongue, it's slow. It cannot respond. If it's got tension in it, it will not respond to anything. It will just slow down our articulation. Tongue movements can be abrupt and percussive. That means they are making too much sound and they're too hard in the way they articulate. Smile, darn ya, smile. You know this whole world's a great world after all. That's my tongue in overtime. It's overdrive. It's not doing its part. You only have to do tongue as much as needed to form the consonants and the vowels. That's all. You don't have to make them huge. They are just right in a line. And which is more important? The vowel. Smile, darn you, smile, rather than smile, darn you, smile. I made the consonant too important. It's got to be on the vowel. So the tongue is not trained to be relaxed because in speech, we have a very percussive tongue. So we're trying to change our habits. Hypofunction doesn't happen much. Those are the people that don't use it at all. Most people just use it too much. All right, now here we have the cute little baby bear. And we have the lips, wonderful lips. We have all of these muscles leading to the lips. And in the old days, barbershop, we would smile. And these are the smile muscles. They come from the side of your mouth and they will, in fact, everybody smile now, and you can feel those muscles. And you can, in fact, then make a sad face and feel these downward muscles. Oh, how sad is that? And if we pull we can pull up, if anybody knows the pre position, that's when the corners of the mouth move up right here. All of them create tension. What we want to use are the ones that go around our mouth that help us do what's called lip vowels. Ooh, oh, ah. Everybody do that with me. Ooh, oh, ah. They all take lip movement. If I did them without my lips, it would sound like this. Ooh, oh, ah. See, I can't even do them in the right order when I don't use my lips. You have to use lips, those muscles right around the lips for the lip, those lip vowels. Okay, so horse teeth. How many have ever done that? Yeah. How many were ever told to do that? Yeah. So again, barbershop has changed. The story of barbershop has changed. Why does this not work? Because the lips are the final release of sound. And if the upper lip is tense, which it has to be to create that look, you are sending then a harder, less resonant sound out into space. Smile, darn you, smile. You know this whole world's a great world after all. Smile, darn you, smile. You know this whole world's a great world after all. So we all have to get over this one. It is, I put a big line through it that we don't do that anymore in barbershop or really in very many genres of music. With lips, more is not better. More is never better. And the lips need to move only on lip vowels. They don't need to move on. Yeah, oh. Do that with me. Yeah, oh. Now exaggerate. Yeah, oh. Well, there's no resonance, no line to the music. Legato needs yeah, me, me, mamo, moo, gentle lips. Less is more in the case of lips. All right, fantastic. Well, here we go. We have, all of us have tension in our body, especially in the time of COVID right now. I'd say that it's very hard, even on Wednesday night rehearsals when I'm looking at all the beautiful women in the chorus. I know that we are all wishing for something else. So it takes conscious effort to rid our bodies of tension. And the best way to do it, honestly, is to take in cleansing breaths, take in a drink breath, and really just feel the expansion of the body and allow yourself to relax. Because if you've got tension in any of your articulators, it will also be in your neck, it'll be in your shoulders, it'll be in your arms, it'll be in your vocal tube, and it'll be in your voice. So just the start of everything you sing with that open, full breath. It's very easy. And it's just it's a cleansing and a relaxant. So I think I really like prompts. So to have a glass so that I can remind myself what that open breath feels like, that is the most brilliant thing ever. So try that, see if it works for you. The essential minimum for all of the articulators is the bottom line. We want to do just the minimum needed to carry the lyrics. That's all. That's the job of the articulators. That's the only job of the articulators. They are to form the words, to form the vowels. And other than that, they don't have to do anything. And people say, yes, but I want to show emotion. I want to show emotion. Well, the eyes are your way to do that. Uh, Below this line, everything that happens is for the legato flow. Even if you're singing, let's say we're going to sing, I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy, Yankee Doodle do or die. That's not legato flow, but it's appropriate for the song. But my mouth, if you notice, doesn't dance all over my face. I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy. I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy. So we have to give up thinking that emotion is in the mouth. Emotion is not in the mouth. Emotion is in your physical structure, in the way you stand, in the way you sell yourself, and in your eyes. This is the best thing to use for emotion. Essential minimum for your articulators. Now, if I told you I've seen people singing on the risers like that, guess what? Doesn't happen anymore. We've been working at this long enough, I think, that you find very few people that look scary like this. And isn't that a good thing? It's a very good thing. All right, let's do some things here. This is kind of a checklist. So I need to push back and put my feet on the floor because I'm going to be singing. You might want to do the same thing. All right, to get into the space of singing with this beautiful legato and just essential minimum articulators, first of all, we have to rid ourselves of body and vocal tube tension. So we're going to do that by doing some typical relaxation things. We all know this one. We all relax the shoulders. We go forward and we go back, and sometimes we go up. Sometimes we go forward and hunch. Sometimes we pull them back. So everybody, I think, has pretty much got the shoulder thing going. For the neck, it really has to do with your personal physical condition, what you can do. The best thing to do for the neck, honestly, you don't have to go around the back as much as the side to side. And where most people feel the tension is right behind the ears. There's a little pull there, a little bit of pain perhaps. So again, it's not so important that you do the back. Just swing your head from side to side and you'll feel a release in the neck. For your head, the best thing to do is to think of that marionette and feel like you're stretching yourself up and you're lifting your head as high as you can, and it relieves the tension in that atlas thing back there that your head is balancing on, and you're taking the weight, your 12-pound head, off the spine. Lift it off the spine. Is that a good thing to do when you sing? Elongate? Yes, it is. All right. We've already gone through the next one. Sing every phrase with a drink breath. This rids yourself of vocal tube tension. Here I am. It's just a wonderful tool. The next one, the duh jaw position, again, there is no tension. There's no muscle working if you go duh. Everybody go duh, duh. That is the basic position for singing. Now you add your lips to it. Duh, ah, duh, e, duh, oh, duh, ooh. Let's do the 5 vowel sounds going e, a, o, oo, and before each one, I want you to say duh. Are you ready? Here we go. And duh, e, duh, ah, duh, ah, duh, oh, duh, ooh. So I know some of you out there did this. Da, e, da, eh. No, you have to keep it relaxed. That's the whole thing. If you move it up again, the relaxation goes away and you're once again tense in your jaw hinge. So just remember, got to keep it there. And you can keep it there in all songs. I won't sing Yankee Doodle Dandy again, I promise. All right, another thing we need to do is look in a mirror. There are so many things that a mirror can show you and information. I think during the time of COVID, I have learned more things about my students than I did previously because I'm focused on the way they look. I can't tell how they sound, but I can tell by looking at them some of the issues they might have, including tension, including lack of resonance, including choppiness in their delivery. It's amazing. So look in the mirror, you're going to be able to see those very same things. Singers should not look unnatural like that guy a few frames back. You should look like your beautiful self. I love you. You should look like your story. You should feel like your story. You should breathe in the story of whatever it is you're singing and just feel that relaxation. All right, jaw relaxation is ba 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 ba. Remember in the car, ba 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 ba. Yeah 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 yeah. Any of those. Do one with me. Do the ba. Ba 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 ba. There's your da jaw. Ba 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 ba. Huh. Ba 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 ba. Chewing vowels. Mm, oh, oh, oh. Another way to relax the jaw. It takes it out of the hinge and you can't cement it. It's a great way of relaxing your jaw. All right. Now, you have an opportunity here because we are doing this on Zoom. If you got close to your picture, really close to your picture, and you did the vowel sounds, you can probably see your Pringles tongue. Can you do it? Can you do it? Go. Do it again. What you see is blackness. That means my tongue is not up and bunched. If you see your tongue, that means it's not relaxed. That's a good thing to watch for. If you see your tongue and not black, it means you've got tension. You want to back it off. How do you relax the tongue? Stick it out, pull it in, draw circles with it. Any of those, they will release, and they'll make you laugh as much as anything else. All right, one more thing to tell you about tension. Everybody, put your fingers right here on your voice box. You can feel it. You can feel it when you go mm-hmm. Say mm-hmm. It's not up here. It's not down here. It's right in the center of your neck, and it is that voice box houses your vocal folds. The larynx has the vocal folds inside there. And what you're feeling is the vibration of the vocal folds creating sound. Mm-hmm. So when we sing, the larynx stays in what we call that seated position. This is the seated position right here. It doesn't go up and it doesn't go down. So I want you to yawn. Feel. Where did it go? Went way down. Now, if you sing with your jaw down, guess where it goes? Goes all the way down. Yeah, which means it changes your sound, changes the length of your vocal tube. If I have it in place, if I pull it down, not so good. Now I can also push it up. That shortens the vocal tube. That's tension. If you have tension in your tongue, you will pull your vocal tube up. Tension in your jaw, you pull it down. Tension in the tongue. So no tension. No tension. Get rid of tension. Tension's the enemy. Tension's the enemy. All right. I also think it's really important that we continue to talk about our mental state. I really do. You know, if things aren't going well You're never going to get rid of the tension. So we don't want to wait for as long as it may take to find relaxation. So just know that singing should be a joy and you should feel happy. And we're working and we're learning, yes, but not at the expense of creating negative tension in yourself, in your head. I want you to just take it away and say, it's all doable. And all I have to do is step back, take a cleansing breath, and see what happens. See what happens. All right, here we go. This is, oh, how many of you know Bluegrass Student Union? They were quite a while ago, and they combine both legato and the old style barbershop. I want you to listen to them. They're something else.
Gloomy day, gloomy day, but oh, what a day. I was a stranger in the city, out of town were the people I knew. I had that feeling of self-pity, what to do, what to do, what to do.
I could listen to that whole song as well. So the intro, one continuous sound, one continuous sound. So how do we practice legato? One of the things we can do is just singing continuous sound. Gloo, gloomy day. What you need to see in front of you is the sound continuing. It goes out of your mouth and continues forward. Let's all sing Gloomy Day. Ready? Feel the air. Take the drink breath. Gloomy day. And you stop on the vowel. Oo, e, e. Gloomy day. And the E is on the very end. Did their consonants interrupt that vocal flow? They were very precise in their enunciation, very precise, more precise, honestly, than the quartets of today. However, that was an opportunity to show you that you can be precise and still have that flow of sound. They never stopped the flow of sound, they just made very precise articulation happen. And if you listen to the whole song, you would be struck by the emotion. They were a fun group. If you want to go back and look up history, look up Bluegrass Student Union, one of the favorites of the men's from a long time ago. All right. So our final thing is a practice. We all know how we sang today, right? 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 We've been singing that song for years. So what we're going to do is we're going to sing not the whole song. We don't want to spend all that time, but we want to sing part of the song on only an oo vowel. And what's the first word of the song? All I uh, all I can think of is gloomy day. And I know that's not what it is. How we sang today. Oh, golly. How we sang today. Tomorrow's another day. Ta da! See? Brain. Not just an old voice, but an old brain. So I'm going to sing and watch my articulators. I take the drink breath. Ooh, I sang on the vowels. Now I'm going to sing only on one vowel. Ooh. Now that's true legato. There's no interruptions at all, but we can't sing words like that. It won't work. So what I want you to do is we're going to do two things. Take the drink, sing that first phrase on ooh. Let's do that first. Take the drink. Ooh. And remember, that's a lip vowel. It's using those muscles right around the lip. Now we're going to do tomorrow's another day, but only the vowel. Ooh, ah, ah, eh. Let's try that again. Ooh, ah, ah, eh. What are you doing to your tongue when you do those vowels inside? Just do it again and check your tongue. Ooh, ah, ah, eh. Nothing. The only time it moved a skosh was on er. In the urge vowel, urge, the tongue in the front, the tip, does a little flippy thing. Urge. Otherwise, it turns out to be urge. And we do need so that's the only place the tongue moves. So now I want you to sing it again on the vowels, and then immediately we're going to sing it on the words, but target those vowels. Here we go. On the vowels. Ooh, ah, eh. Words. Tomorrow's another day. That's not the way we normally do it. When we get into our gang sing mode, we go, tomorrow's another day. I hope and pray we'll be together. You can't do a lot of emotion with that. That's the problem with that. Legato, minimum in the articulators, allows you to be expressive. Tomorrow's another day. I hope and pray we'll be together. So it all has to come back to, we're not about just notes and words. We're about the message. So the legato skill, the minimum essential use of articulators, will allow us to do that. So we have to step back from working so hard, and we've got to give ourselves the relaxation in our instrument right here. This instrument is totally relaxed. Where do we work? We work in our core. Yeah, we do. We work in our core. We work in our brain. We have to have the brain attached. We work on the inhalation only in that we release everything and we grow around the waistline. So we expand like a balloon right around on the waistline as we take that drink breath. So, you've got to think about, what do I need to do? And what you don't need to do is extra with the tongue, extra with the lips, or extra with the jaw. It's kind of like, again, a minimum essential. That's all you need. So legato does make everything right. And our articulators help, and they don't hinder. It binds our notes together into a smooth vocal line. And the notes are connected by uninterrupted constant breath support. And if you continue to take this drink breath, you're going to find you have a lot more air than you used to have. So you'll be able to have that uninterrupted constant breath support. Keep drinking. Articulators are used, but they allow legato to exist. They do the essential minimum amount of work to make the message understandable and do not interrupt the vocal line. Tomorrow's another day. And it allows emotion to exist. That is the story of legato and the three articulators. It's not enough just to play the notes or sing the words or hear the song. For it to mean something to someone, you have to feel the music, because if you don't feel it, how can anyone else? That is the message of Barbershop, I think, that we've been selling now for a long time. The performer must feel it. We feel it through our lovely lyrics, our lovely legato, our feeling of emotion in our delivery of the articulators. So I really appreciate you coming along with me for this very last class of this AIM weekend. It was my pleasure and a real honor to close this one out, and I hope to see you again at a later date at another class.
Thank you so much, Dede. Oh, I think we have a few comments in our chat. Michelle said, so awesome. Thank you so much. Susan says, super clever to use the Goldilocks and Three Bears comparison. That was fun. So, and lots of thank yous, Dede, and thank you so, so much from everybody. We're so very lucky to have you here in Region 12. So
Wow.
thank you.
I was waiting for a question.
Do we have questions? Does anyone have questions? We do have time for any questions for
Yes.
Dede.
That was the whole idea. Yeah. Just in case anybody has a question.
Send them in. Or if you'd like, you could raise your hand and we can unmute you. If anyone has questions. Dede, do you find, I have a question. Do you find, does it sometimes take a while as a singer to achieve what you were showing us today in your class to really kind of put it all together? Can it take, it's a process?
It is definitely a process, but that's such a good question because all of us, when we talk about our voice, we have habits. We all have habits. And I think anybody that's tried to change a habit, whether it's smoking or something, I won't even mention other habits, but it takes a long time to get comfortable with a new habit. Your new skill level will only happen if you just decide you're willing to break it down and to do a little bit at a time. And that's what I think maybe the blessing about where we are. You could look at this as something that if you come out with a smoother, more legato voice and a more relaxed articulators, by the time we get back on the risers, it's a real win, Allison. It's a real win. So this isn't going to happen tomorrow or even next week, or maybe not next month, but pick something. Pick something. Maybe just take the drink breath. That's where I started with my warm-ups in the morning. We just started with the drink breath. And I think the consensus is it was a game changer for a lot of people. That was a great question, Allison.
Thank you. Great. Good information for me. I think I'm always seeking, asking questions and seeking answers for myself when it comes to becoming a better and a more prepared singer. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, we have, a comment in our Q&As. They're saying another wonderful class by Dede. And just thank you to Dede and to our tech team. Lots of great information.
Wonderful. My pleasure.
And I think that's it that's coming through at the moment. Thank you so much, Dede. This was just wonderful information. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I'd like to say thank you so much again to Dede Nibler for being with us today, and to Kathy Shield for being with us today, and to Ray Santonini. Thank you to all of you for coming this weekend, both weekends, if you were able to make both fall AIM weekends. Thank you to our wonderful tech team, Randy Sahai, Kevin Day, Pete Cheney. You are just invaluable. So thank you so much to those three wonderful ladies. Like I have said, we would not be able to put these educational weekends on without you. So thank you so much. Thank you to the R&T for their support as well. The video links, once again, will be coming out in a few days. So be on the lookout for those. And please be on the lookout in the coming months for new educational opportunities that we will have coming out, as well as for winter AIM in January. So always be on the lookout for new information that we'll be sending out. And we're excited for where our virtual education will be taking us. So thank you again so much. If you ever have any feedback or any information that you would like to send me, please email me anytime. At my email address is education.cord, COORD, at SAIregion12.org. That is my regional email address. So please email me anytime. And thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Oh, yes. And Dede, please email Dede as well. Dede
Yes.
Nibler at gmail.com.
Right.
Anytime you have any questions for Dede.
Right. You bet. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dede.